Okay, so Oisin, what do you know about Chris Goodwin?
Chris is a skilled operator. I think he's a nice boxer. He doesn't mind staying in the pocket every now and again. From the little bits that I've seen on him, he's a good operator. I'm happy to be fighting him now. I won't lie, but it'll be a good fight. I'm hoping he's skilled and doesn't mind staying in for a fight either.
Okay, you've had a very good career, but you're coming back now. Why are you coming back?
Coming back basically because I want to get myself some signature wins. I've always felt I've been a little bit unlucky, especially at the top flight. With split decisions with Spadafora, which I thought I won on his promoted show. Most people did think that I won that fight. Same with Julio Cesar Chavez, told me that I gave him the toughest fight of his career, and so it's really all about trying to get back and actually getting these wins, even though I always seem to be so close in getting the decisions in these fights, and then I just by the skin of my teeth losing out, you know. That's the reason why I'm coming back. I want to get something. I want to have a bit of an Indian summer to my career, you know.
Okay, you're well into your training camp. How do you think you compare to when you were a younger fighter?
Just the same. I've been training for about 22 years, every day. Probably taken off maybe 20 days in 20 years. So I just keep in shape all the time. You know, I'm a stickler for fitness, and I'm tough. And I'll keep going until I feel any detrimental effects. I'll keep on going, you know.
Okay, talk to me about that Paul Spadafora fight.
The Spadafora fight, I think that was back in 2007. I just won my Irish title, and I wanted to bring it up again, just see how I'd fare out against a bona fide world champion. And at the time, Stacey Goodwin was my promoter at the time, and he really did well by me. And he used to get me some meaningful fights, and I was happy to take on Spadafora. Went in there. It was his promoted show. They were highlighting Spadafora. Obviously, I think he's 48 now at the moment. I don't think he's lost in 48. I think. And I think at the moment he's a world record holder. He's not because of his winning streak at the moment. But I remember on the night that and he was a nice southpaw too. He was very well respected, and now he respected as a fighter. Obviously, apparently he shot his girlfriend, and he'd been in jail for the past year before I fought him. I think I was the first fight that he had as he came out. I thought I fought very well, and I came on near the end of the bout, and I was unlucky not to get the decision. I think one of the judges weren't intimidating enough, and he gave me the decision. The other two fellas just saw that there was a lot of support for Spadafora in the crowd, and kind of winced off, you know. That's as far as I can see anyway.
Okay, you faced Amir Khan, but unfortunately we all know the story. You broke your leg in the first round. How do you think that might have gone if you'd actually not suffered the injury?
I was well prepared for the fight. I'd prepared for that fight as well as I'd prepare for any fight probably. I wasn't working at the time, which meant I was full-time training, and I was up in Brian's gym at the time. An awful lot of things went wrong that night. Of course, a lot of things went right that night for my friend Martin Rogan. He beat Audley Harrison that night, but at the same time, that meant that as they were celebrating, I was still getting ready in the dressing rooms by myself, whereas everybody else was kind of, because Breens were in charge of Martin as well at the time, so himself and Eamon McGee were up in the taking Martin out of the ring basically, and celebrating on the way back, and like I was kind of left to train, warm up on my own and get that kind of stuff. I didn't get any pad work in before the fight, so when I went in, I was cold anyway. I don't know if I could put that down. You break your leg, it's just a freak accident, you know. Like I twisted my ankle, and found out that there was my fibula had broken. There was a spiral break in my fibula. But me, like a madman, got back up to fight, and I just kept on falling down, actually without getting hit. The worst thing about that was that Cam was the golden boy of Sky at the time, and Sky just ignored the fact that even when they heard that I'd broken my leg, like it was more just to highlight Cam, how he just demolished somebody who'd never been demolished before, you know. And that really hurt me, and to this day now it still hurts, to be honest with you. And that's why I want to get back and start getting some signature wins, because I don't like just being the nerdy man, you know. I'm always either have a lot of split decisions against world champions, but I was always up at that level to do something. Now, if you think what you asked was how do I think the fight would have went, probably wouldn't have won. He's a very skilled operator, and the thing with Khan is that he's very he may go on to win more and more world titles, but then in the very next fight he might get knocked out again. But he's got the skills to come back all the time, and that's what I think about Khan. I think he's an extreme talent as far as his speed was incredible, incredible speed and very good skills. But he seemed to have a dodgy chin. I couldn't touch him in the few seconds I had, so I wasn't able to get in close enough. And then of course when I broke my leg, I just kept on falling down. The ref just had, well, my corner threw in the towel because they knew I didn't normally go down, you know. So that was the end of that.
Okay, back to Chris Goodwin. What are you bringing to that night that he hasn't seen before, and what might trouble him?
I think that Chris is probably relying on the fact that I'm 39 and he's 15 years my junior. Probably wouldn't have seen anybody as fit as me or as tough as me in his career. I bring a lot of pressure, and I'm just hoping that he's overlooked that fact. And I reckon he couldn't possibly think that I would be as fit as I am, and he's only got 2 weeks to try and make it up. Not gonna happen.
Okay, are you confident of victory?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Happy enough with it. Again, I don't think he's been in as tough as me, and I think that can do an awful lot of things to a fighter. I believe he's really skilled. I've seen him fighting, and some nice skills out of him for sure. But no matter how skilled you are, I don't think anything prepares you for somebody who doesn't really care if they die in that ring, you know. And really, that's kind of what I'm known for, you know. I'm known for being tough, and I'll keep on going until whatever happens, you know.
Okay, and finally, have you got a message for your fans? Because you've got fans in Ireland, America, a very popular fighter.
I'm just hoping that I'm well supported on the night. It's tough to get people to commit to buying tickets and stuff like that, because they don't know what they're doing, or like they all say they're going to come over, but it's hard for me to prepare for a fight and sell tickets at the same time. So I'm just saying that I'm just telling everybody to go and make their own way over, and have a good time while they're over there, and come to the fight, and make sure that you come and support me, because I have a feeling about this one, and I think it's going to be a good night for